Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Taskmaster. Now this is the outfit, I believe, from the current Spider-Man Ultimate animated series. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I haven't seen the series, but I'm pretty sure that's the outfit from it with the armored up legs and arms. And of course, as you can see, what's on him right now is the Udon Taskmaster head. So that's really cool. You have the interchangeable head, you have the light up energy sword, and you get the more traditional looking shield, which to me is just fantastic. I think it's time to break out the champagne and mini hot dogs because this batch of Legends is pretty darn good, especially this figure. And there's one thing about this figure that I find particularly impressive. And if they do this on all of the upcoming Legends, I am just going to be smitten. I will be smitten officially, and you guys will know about it first. It's just, I'll get to why in particular in a minute, but this guy is just really well done. It's very good. I do have one major, serious gripe about it, and that is the chest holsters, or the chest holsters, have the guns molded in. You guys know I hate that almost more than anything in a figure, especially when we already have all these different various molds for the guns for Marvel Legends, and we have various holsters already. I think they could have cobbled together something. I see that they wanted to save the money and use it in other areas, so that's fine. We have a lot of unique sculpt in the arms and legs and head and not everything else, but a lot of other pieces. So I understand it and I'm okay with it, but it is very irksome to have holsters like that are molded in. But let's get into the review so you guys can see why I like this figure so much. Okay, so he stands roughly 6 3/4 inches tall, which makes him just about little shy of 17 centimeters. Most of the figure is new sculpt, like I said. The torso is Bucky cap, the upper hips and crotch area are Bucky cap. The rest is new as far as I can tell. I don't think we've seen these before. Sometimes they can sneak something in as being an old piece, but being newly painted, it doesn't look like it. I think these are all actually new pieces, so I'm very pleased about that. I like that a lot. As you can see, we have the Udon head. So that looks very cool. The hood, unfortunately, is sculpted, or not sculpted, but connected to the head. So you can't separate it and pull the hood off if you wanted to, but it's really good the way it is. So I'm very pleased with that. You can see the paintwork. They lined up the face mask. The eyes are painted black and yellow perfectly. It's black behind the face mask. It looks really, really good. I'm very pleased with that. And then the regular head is also very well done. The eyes aren't quite centered in there. You can see the white spots are a little bit off, but still lined up, painted well. The hood is, again, connected to it, which is a little disappointing. I would have preferred to have the option to remove that since it's already separate pieces. I don't know why they bothered to connect it, but it's not the biggest deal. It's something to note, though. And as I said, he comes with a shield. That was pretty obvious. It's completely smooth, but it's really well done. The line work is very clean on it, so I'm okay with it. It looks good. We have that same standard clip that we've seen before, so nothing special there. As far as the sword goes, it looks pretty good. It has that nice translucent orange blade, but it's not super translucent, just enough to give it that kind of an energy look. And then the sculpted handle, which is pretty basic, but it looks good. And that has to be painted since it's not two pieces as far as I know. I didn't look at it that close. But either way, it's lined up nicely if it is painted. So I'm very pleased with that. It is kind of curved. I'm not sure if that's intentional, but it still looks really good. So I'm happy about that. As I said, the chest holsters do not have actual weapons in them. It's all sculpted. I can live with it because the rest of the figure is really good, but it's something to note. As far as the harness goes, it is a separate piece, so you could pull it off if you wanted to. Same thing with the belt. I don't think it's actually made to come off, though, but I wouldn't, because it looks good as it is. So as far as the heads go, I'll show you the articulation without the heads on. So it's standard Bucky cap articulation, peg with a ball. So you can move the heads around on top of that ball peg. It takes a little bit of force to get them on sometimes. So they move around on top of the ball peg a lot, which is a good thing because it lets you pose them with a little bit of style, a little bit of attitude. So you can lean the head from side to side, up and down, full range of motion, no problem. That being said, the head technically sits a little bit high. Luckily, with those straps on the shoulders and the hood, it hides the fact that the head sits a little bit too high and it still looks really good and it gives him a little extra height. So that's fine. I really like the Udon head. The standard head, it doesn't look quite as good just because the white part of the hood doesn't really connect to the white part of the uniform as much as it should based on the concept art that I've seen. Or not the concept art, but the animated series. It still looks good, but having the silver part of the head be a different silver than the body, and I don't think it's even supposed to be silver if I remember correctly, but either way, it doesn't have the same appeal at all. The molded white doesn't match this white, and like I said, the silvers don't match. It just doesn't look quite as good. It looks a little awkward. This head looks fantastic, and while this head was technically executed really well, it just doesn't have the same appeal. Same range of motion though, so I'm alright with it. It's obviously nice to have both options, and I'll probably display it with both options if I can score a second one once I get my figures in. So, very good so far. Let's look at the shoulders. We have brand new sculpted shoulders, so that's really nice. Pretty good range. They don't go any higher than that due to the sculpt, but that's pretty much horizontal, perpendicular to the body, so that's good. Full bicep swivel, full rotation in the shoulder. Double jointed elbows with good range of motion. Very nice right there. The wrists have the swivel and the hinge. Gripping hand here, can't hold any guns, but doesn't have any guns, so that's okay. Ab crunch works just like before. It's a little floppy on this particular one. I don't know if that's the case on all of them, so just be aware of that. Waist twist is fine. Hips go all the way forward as Bucky Cap hips normally do, but those pouches get in the way a little bit. I think you'll be alright though. It shouldn't be a big deal. And this is a separate piece, so you can move it around if you need to. So you just have to lift that belt up a little bit and you can pose them, no problem. Hips go pretty far out to the side, a little bit better than 45 degrees, so that's good. We have our thigh swivel built in underneath this armor. Double jointed knees, good range of motion there, no problem at all. The ankles, now this is the thing. This is the thing that makes me absolutely happy about this figure. It's a full-on ball hinge, which means this ball hinge right here has a peg going into the leg and a peg going into the foot. So you can rotate that hinge around and give yourself a proper ankle rocker. The foot doesn't have to come off at some weird angle because you can rotate the hinge to put the foot exactly where you want it. It gives us our hinge forward, which has really good range. It gives us our hinge backwards, and we get the ankle rocker. It's a slightly more expensive option for them, but it's 100% better than the standard ankle hinge that they've been using. If they can implement this in every Legends figure going forward, I'm going to be so happy. And you guys should be too, because that's a higher quality figure, and it makes just increases the entire level of the figure so much. I'm so happy about that. We do still have a little bit of a hook back here on the heel, which it's kind of an eyesore. It's not necessary. It could just be flush with the ankle like it should be, or at least angle. It's something that could look a little bit better there, but that's a very tiny issue up against such a really well done figure otherwise. I'm so pleased with this guy. If the guns actually but fit in the holsters as an accessory, this guy would easily be top 10 material. He might still be, but this guy is just so well done. I couldn't be happier. Well, I guess I could technically, but I'm very happy. And I recommend it 100%, guys. Very, very nice figure. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.